Hello and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time as well as some modern releases I have recently finished. The retro game that I want to look at today is Peggle from PopCap Games. I have very fond memories of this game, playing it in like computer labs way back in the day in like middle school. I had such a great time with this game. So much so that a few years ago I kind of got that itch to play these old PopCap games again. I wanted to see if I could get them on my phone because I remember Peggle being on the phone. I remember some of the other ones, and I couldn't find like any of them. That's because of licensing and whatnot. And the PopCap got purchased by some other developer. I think it was EA, which I'm fairly certain on now because I couldn't find the original PopCap. I remember it being like $1 on the App Store way back in the day. And I couldn't find that original version, but I could find a freemium version called Peggle Blast, I think is what it was called. And I tried it out, and it scratched the itch just enough to get you to keep playing, but it had all those stupid microtransaction things that just bog down the experience and make it not fun, but make you want to play more. Awful experience. Everything bad about video gaming, in my opinion, there. And so I just really wanted to play the old Peggle. And fortunately, since I have a nice little gaming laptop and Peggle is such an old game, saw it on Steam on sale for like $1, and I went and bought it. And it's evergreen. This game is just as good as I remember it way back in the day. If you're not familiar with Peggle, this is like a pachinko style game where you shoot a little marble and it bounces off pegs, and you try and get all the orange pegs cleared out, and then it goes into like a cool frenzy mode, and you get extra points based on the stuff you hit at the very end. It's very, very enjoyable. It's a pretty simple game in concept, but it has some like more nuanced boards and some Peggle masters that you utilize for each world. It's a very, very fun video game. So in each world, you have a Peggle master that goes with the world that you're going in. So the first one, you have Bjorn Unicorn, which is, the names are hilarious. I don't remember all the names, but that one just sticks with me. Where if you hit a green peg, there are 2 green pegs on each board. If you hit the green peg, you get what's called a super guide for the next, is it 2 or 3 turns? Something like that. You get super guide for a few turns, where it shows, like, if you hit the peg, it shows like a bounce off, the angle that it'll bounce off at, and it'll give you like a good trajectory so you can plan your shot a little bit better, which is very, very nice. The next world is themed around, I don't know if I'll get them all in order here, but I'll talk about all of them if I can remember them here. Gosh, gotta keep them off the top of my head. So the next worlds, you'll come across one with the next one's a hamster. I think it's Jimmy Lightning, if I'm not mistaken here, and he gives you multi-ball. You hit the green peg, and all of a sudden it turns into 2, and it bounces all around. Very, very cool. I love that one especially. You can get another one that I think it's Cat Tut is the name, where if you hit the green peg, I forgot to mention some of the mechanics here. At the very bottom of the screen, you will see a little bucket going back and forth, and if you land in the bucket, you get your ball back, which is really awesome. And if you get a certain point total, you also get an extra ball, and you can get up to 3 extra balls in one single thing if you get a high enough score. I think it's well over 100,000 points in one score, which is really hard to do. But if you land in the bucket, you get your ball back, which is fantastic. The Cat Tut will make that bucket much bigger, like a wide pyramid at the base, so it can bounce off of that, bounce off the walls. You can get it in the bucket much, much easier. Very cool mechanic. I like that one a lot. You have another one where it's a pumpkin that if you hit the green peg, it will put a cover over the bucket, and when you fall through the bottom, you come out the top at the same like trajectory and from the same spot. So if you go at the bottom right, you'll come out the top right, and the same angle and everything. So you get a second chance essentially. That one's really fun, very, very useful. You have another one where an alien that if you hit the green peg, it lights up all the surrounding pegs. You have another one that is a flower that will light up 20% of the remaining orange pegs if you hit the green one. Very useful for certain boards, especially ones that are kind of out of reach. That can be really useful for later on. You have, and these, again, each world has an associated master. Later on, you get like the final challenges where you can pick any master that you want for any level, which is very helpful. You have another one that's a lobster that'll give flippers on either side, little bumpers, so you can flip them up like you're playing pinball. Very, very cool. You have another one that's a dragon. If you hit the green peg, next turn you'll get a fireball that just torches everything it goes through. It doesn't bounce off anything, it goes straight down. It covers the bucket as well, so you can bounce off it once and then get an extra bounce. Very cool. You have another one that is like a bunny rabbit from Magic Hat that will give you a random effect. It'll give you either one of the random masters effects, or it'll give you like a triple score or an extra ball. Pretty good. It can be really useful, especially for some of the challenges where you have to get a certain point total. I'll talk about that in a little bit. You have another one that's an owl that will give you what's called a Zen shot. One of the best things in the game for sure, where you will take a specific shot and then it will adjust based on like the game's like the AI will do a better shot for you to hit more pegs, give it better score, hit the bucket. It's very, very useful, especially for getting high point combos. If I'm forgetting anybody, I think I got everybody. I probably missed one, maybe missed one, but I think I got everyone. It's a very enjoyable mix of things, and each world is themed around the master. So the pumpkin world feels very Halloweenish. The dragon one feels very authentic to like Eastern culture and traditions. It's very well done in terms of how they theme each world. Once you beat all the worlds, you get like the final challenge where you again get to choose from each master, and you get to just try and beat these really challenging boards. But then after that, you get these challenges that you have to go through, and they range from doing like fairly benign things like getting a low point score to like extremely high point scores, or getting like each board has, instead of having 35 orange pegs, it now has 45 or 55 orange pegs, which makes it substantially harder. You can go for like a full clear. If you do full clear the board, you get every single peg in one go. At the very end of the thing, it goes into what's called fever mode, and there's 5 slots at the bottom that you can go into. And on the far right and far left, it's 10,000. Closer to the middle, 50,000. The one in the middle is 100,000. If you full clear the board, you get full 100,000s at the bottom, which is awesome. A guaranteed guaranteed super high score. You've already hit all the pegs, so you definitely have done a lot of combos here. It's really cool how they make it really fun. Like it feels kind of like a pachinko experience. I've never done it myself, but I can imagine like hitting a jackpot at like a pachinko, hitting some crazy thing where you're about to win a lot of money. It goes crazy and everything. Kind of simulates that, and it's very skill based in the sense that you're not just plunking a bunch of random balls and it's rigged against you. This one you actually have to use your skill to beat these boards, and if you get really good at it, and I have like muscle memory and the memory of how I beat some of these levels, you can get to the point where you're hitting bucket off of like really long shots. You'll shoot at the right, bounce off one peg, fly to the other side, bounce off the wall, and hit in the bucket for a trick shot. Very, very fun. So there is a lot of skill involved in this, but there's also an element of luck, which makes it really fun when you do some crazy awesome combo. This game just still holds up so well. I can't wait to go through and play Peggle Knights and Peggle 2 because these games are just fantastic. I just really love the old PopCap games. I wish that they still existed in their normal form on like mobile stores and stuff. But I understand why publishers want to make way more money off of their IPs. Don't go get Peggle Blast. It's not worth your time at all. Go buy the original Peggle. When it goes on sale, again, I got it for like $1.25 or something on Steam. 100% worth your time. Very recommendable today. It's one of those like gems that have been lost to time, but definitely should go check it out. If you've never heard of PopCap games, you've never played their old stuff, they are all worth your time. I'm going to be giving Peggle a platinum rank. This game it holds the test of time, and it's still so enjoyable today, packed full of content, and so much fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.